And if the quality is right, then I'm definitely cooking with grease. Let me see what that does. Let me see exactly what that do, right? Uh Now YouTube, getting it set up real quick, getting it set up real quick, getting it set up, right? Pop out the chat, bam, pop out the chat. Hey. I don't know if I get a lag effect. I don't know if I do, if I will. I got a lot going on right here. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Okay, getting that together. Okay, I can just live in here for a minute. Pat, what's up, Pat? Okay, so my comments only display on YouTube. They don't display on Facebook, right? Okay, that's cool. It's cool to know, right? Let me share this just like that. Okay. What's up, Brandon? What's up, Brandon? What's going on, man? What's going on? Right. See. Okay. All right. I'm just testing something out, man. I'm on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, man. Straight up. Uh, I need to see if this audio is working good here. Man, I dropped a bunch of plays, man, yesterday, Brandon. I dropped a bunch of plays yesterday, and at the end of that video, mostly all of them motherfuckers hit. Man, I dropped a bunch of plays, man, yesterday, Brandon. Mostly all of them hit, if not all of them. I ain't gonna lie. I had a six pick. I just went 5 for 6 on that, Brandon. I just went 5 for 6 on that. Baseball been okay, man. Straight up, right? Take a look at the weather real quick. If you don't have a meteorologist, whatever the case may be, this is where it's at, right? Um, you got to look at the weather. That's major key. We go through this every single day. Uh, but yeah, right now, New York Mets and ATL, like Kevin Ross say, he's manually going through this forecast. And you say you're definitely telling everything today. I don't know what you on the books or prize picks or whatever, man. I supposed to been did my video, man. My motherfucking foot hurts, man. What you on the books or prize picks or both or everywhere, Brandon? Yeah, and then the Dodgers in Minnesota. Um, Low pressure swirling over Minnesota brings a chance for showers. Though heavy stuff likely hold north, I'll put a yellow and a chance of delay. But we'll need a quick radar check pregame to really know, right? So that's what he's talking about. That's what. Are you on the books? Okay, 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 okay. That's what's up. Um, I man. You're done, man. Boom. Your line went boom for us yesterday, man. Straight up. Uh Let me see. Let me take this weather down here. If you guys need the weather guy, whatever the case may be, it's going to be Kevin Roth, right? It's going to be weather Kevin Roth, all right? So I got a lineup page up here. Let me Let me refresh this just in case so I can see if there's any other lineups that came out or whatever the case may be with that. And let's see the lineup page. And 1 second, please, before we get started. Let me slide this over here. Let me pull back up my OBS software, and we're looking good, right? Now, all my people on Facebook, I got to figure out how to get you guys comments on the screen, but I'll figure it out, right? Okay, so let's get another page up here. Let's get a little bit of Fangraphs up here. Let's get a little bit of Baseball Savant up here. And how about another dummy page of Fangraphs so I can look at other things, right? Gotta have a few, right? Gotta have a few. Next we would probably need I got another website I'll unveil to you guys and soon. I'm going through the motions on it, but it is what it is. A lot of plays that I was going through, I still had them just sitting in my bet slip from last night. Just a lot of leans and stuff like that. I wonder if they still sitting in the bet slip over here in MLB. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, we can go through this a little bit differently. All right, so we have 13 games today. Not my favorite games though. Not my favorite games, right? You know, I had checked them guns this morning. Them motherfuckers do not shoot, right? Let me see. All right. Yeah, so 13 games today here. Should have brought this video to you guys last night, but I got tired, man. Looking all over the place at these numbers here. Let's see, do we got PrizePicks pulled up? Yes, we do. I'll filter this to hit runs and RBIs because I know that's what I like to bet there. I like to bet a lot of those. All right, so yeah. First game on the docket here, we got Chicago White Sox at Cleveland Guardians, right? One thing, I mean, I don't know who this guy is, this Tanner Banks guy we got on the mound here, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be Cleveland, right? I'm taking Cleveland money line parlays, run line straights, right? Last night I sprinkled on the run line last night. So, that's why I'm at with that situation. This team doesn't strike out much. So, whatever bat you want to get to will be my guess. I didn't really pinpoint any bats here. One thing I do want to point out is Trisha McKenzie. I kind of like Trisha McKenzie for strikeouts. Now, we do. Let's see. Baseball so fun. Let's go to So we already know Trisha McKenzie. He's a righty here on the season. This team, they have been striking out on the season, right? And we do know McKenzie does have some decent K stuff here. Maybe not the best, but he does have some decent K stuff here. Actually, I ain't gonna say we got enough sample size under our belt, but we can take a look at some of these numbers from this year, right? And see what Chicago's been doing in the strikeout departments, right? So we'll just look at right hand pitching, and then we'll update that. And right now, we'll take a look at the right hand pitching here. So White Sox on the season right now, they are sitting at Chicago White Sox. Right now they had 22%. Not super bad, but WRC plus right here. Let's see. WRC plus White Sox versus right hand pitching this season so far. They are pretty much down here at the bottom, right? Almost like they 23rd, right? So they definitely not hitting. If you look at this number right here, 81 is the is like 20 below average or pretty Fake decent is around 100 WRC plus. So that's kind of give you a kind of give you an outlook, right, of what you really want to look at, right, when it's when you're talking about WRC plus. So I do see up halfway now. Now that must have been versus lefties. They probably striking out a little bit more on the season. Let me see. Chicago White Sox. So they still around the. Oh, so they probably number one. That's what it was. I was looking at lefties, right? So they actually number one in striking out, but they only had a couple plate appearances. We could look at last year. I'm still not done with last year's data. I'm carrying over still. You know what I'm saying? I'm carrying over still because I still don't feel like I got enough sample size from whatever the case may be. And Chicago White Sox coming into this year, leaving from last year. This is last year's numbers. They pretty much around the same. They finished this year last year at 11th and striking out at 23% right now on the season right now versus righties. They sitting at 24%. Then you got pitchers, right? Pitchers they just got their own case shit either way it go. So but they still sit around 81 WRC plus. We already know over the years Chicago White Sox was supposedly been a team that could hit lefties, but they haven't hit righties at all in a few years. I mean, here and there, but So at the end of the day, what I do know that we can look at last year, we can look at this year, we can look at whatever year. Cleveland is always going to be, you know what I'm saying? They down here in the strikeout category. If they not striking out, they getting on base. So Cleveland right here. This was last year for the whole season versus righties. They was not striking out. They was only They was last in strikeout. So they was the best team. If you want to look at the left hand pitching there, Cleveland probably down there again. See, 18.4. These motherfuckers was not striking out, and that's bad on the pitcher. I don't give a fuck who it is, right? There's going to be opportunities for them to hit the ball, and it could just be a rough outing. Sometimes though, Cleveland they got anemic here and there, just like for the season last year versus left hand pitching, they was 83 WRC plus. I think they were better. They were better versus right hand pitching though last year on WRC plus. Cleveland was 96. They finished the season in 96. Not a big time offensive explosion team though, but at the end of the day, I'll take them. Mainline parlays, run line straights, right? As far as McKenzie here, we can take a look at some of his numbers real quick before I go. What's his name? Tristan McKenzie. Tristan McKenzie. Tristan. Right. I used to target him for strikeouts all the time. He he did pitch one game this year already, right? He versus Seattle at Seattle, Pitchers Park, almost 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 home runs, and a home run, right? 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Not that good of an outing, right? Spring training coming in prior to that first game. Let's see. He given up 2 home runs, a couple earned runs in both of those. He went. How many innings did he pitch here? He pitched 3. Then he went 6 versus Arizona with 7 strikeouts. So he's pretty much all over the place. I can't give him the benefit of the doubt here in the strikeout department, just because of the matchup. The strikeouts over here on PrizePicks going to be coming out at 5.5. I couldn't talk you off of that. I got love for that. We'll get a discount on Ashcraft strikeouts if you want to go there. And on the books, Tristan, his strikeouts probably on the books probably sitting at. They might be sitting at. No, they probably still at 5.5 though. I don't see an instance where they should. He hasn't given us a reason, given the books a reason to push them up to 6.5. But let's see. Still at 5.5 at plus money. I think that's a good gamble, right? I think that's a good gamble, right? I think that's about borderline of about what he can do. So I think that's a good gamble. So I couldn't talk you off the strikeouts there for him. And as far as the bats, I didn't pinpoint any bat here. It's just whatever you want to do, right? Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do with the bats. This be my guess. Miami Marlins at New York Yankees here. We got Luzardo on the mound. We got Cortez on the mound, right? We got an over-under of 8 in this spot. And man, at the end of the day, it's going to be it's probably going to be um, it's going to be New York Yankees and nothing for me in this spot. But I do got love for Luzardo. I like Luzardo a little bit better at home. His strikeout prop is sitting at let's see, his strikeout prop sitting at 5.5. It is doable. Let's take a look and see what's going on here, right? I don't think he hit this number last time he faced his team. He did not hit this number. This New York team has hit lefties. They show an ability to hit lefties over the years. I'll just filter this to strikeouts. I'll filter this to strikeouts, right? And just leave it at that. But like I said, they have shown the ability to hit lefties, and I can look at head to head here. Last time he faced these teams, he only had 2 strikeouts. His pitch mix here: fastball, slider, changeup, da 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 da. We all know Judge is always going to be the number one bat here, so he's going to be in play for sure. Versus righties, lefties, whatever the case may be, he's self-explanatory. I probably don't even have to talk about him, right? Soto has been a guy that's been and he's been phenomenal already this season. He's been poised at the plate, and he's still been getting his walks. So you can look at him, right? Stanton can hit lefties as well. So the big bats, they're definitely in play. Those are the ones I would be looking at. I didn't have Soto on my radar for bats though. I ain't even gonna lie. How some of these guys fare against this slider here? Soto can hit that slider. And then that changeup, I really haven't looked too much at that changeup though. But Judge is the top bat here for me, of course. I just don't really want to have to, point him out because he's self-explanatory. On the flip side, I did have some bats put to the side here. Let me see. You can't. Shit, guys like Jake Berger, da 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 da. Those guys I can't deny them, right? At this point here, let me see. Where's my bats at? Matter of fact, so Jake Berger is a guy, I did have set to the side if I could find him. Let me go to my players that I got set to the side. I got 26 bats set to the side. I ain't gonna show you guys all. I ain't gonna give you guys all the bats, but I got 26 bats set to the side right now, right? And I did not. Okay, I did put Jake Berger to the side. Where is he? Okay, yeah. So right now, Cortez has shown the ability to get hit here and there. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, he hasn't faced Cortez. Cortez hasn't faced none of these guys. There's a few bats over here that can hit lefties. 2 bats that I got my eye on. It's going to be Jake Berger, and it's going to be But you know what though? Let me see. I think so. Jake Berger right now, he's sporting a 892 OPS versus lefties. Nestor Cortez, he's pitching his voice versus righties, so that's like a little bump right there. Couldn't talk you off. Couldn't talk you off whatever with Jake Berger. You could take him from hits all the way up to a home run, right? The pitch mix that he's tossing out there, we're looking at the. Of course, who doesn't hit a fastball, right? Berger, 462 Wobo right there. And then that cutter, that cutter, he's throwing that 28.7% of the time. Those are the 2 most pitches that he's been throwing. And he's Berger's pretty decent versus both of them. Tim Anderson, 300 Woba versus that cutter, but that fastball and just overall, Tim Anderson has been one guy that's been able to hit lefties. I can show you over here versus left-hand pitching. Tim Anderson is averaging three. He's got a batting average of 300. He was with that Chicago team that like to hit lefties. Versus Nestor Cortez, Tim Anderson is 5 for 11. So he's been, he's shown the ability to hit him. That's probably 2 games. He probably had 2 good games for him. Probably went 2 for 5, and then he probably went, like 3 for 6 one game. You know what I'm saying? So he's shown the ability to hit him, and it is what it is. So I like those 2 guys. Bell was on my radar, but I probably won't. Go there. Bell was on my radar though, right? So Jake Berger, Tim Anderson. See who's going to be in the lineup. Both of those guys can. I can see both of those, but I can see both of those guys getting there, right? I mean, at least getting on base. My favorite prop bet for you guys who already know. Aaron Judge, I got him at over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs on DraftKings, and Jake Berger 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -120 on DraftKings, and Tim Anderson at +100. If you think these guys can end up putting up some runs here, those are the ways I like them, right? If I had to take one of these guys here, it would have to be 2. I would probably play. I don't know, man. All these guys have shown the ability to hit lefties, right? So it is what it is, right? I'll probably lay off the strikeout prop for Luzardo. 5.5 is a very enticing number, but I'm still gonna probably lay off of it, right? But he can still get there. But I'll probably lay off of it. Versus lefties so far this season. Let's see what these. I already know. These guys been hitting lefties, right? Let's go team here. Versus left-hand pitching here. Just let's look this season, right? So how about advanced numbers here? Let's go to WRC plus, right? Let's just go straight to WRC plus. Where's the New York Yankees at? New York Yankees. Only 97 plate appearances. They had 100 WRC plus last year. I just want to carry it over. They are good at hitting right lefties though. Last year, carrying over, they had 115 WRC plus, and they were top 6. They were top 6. They were ranked 6. They hit lefties, so it's still early in the season. Most of my data probably gonna carry over. I probably ain't gonna be looking at this year's data until like at least another two. Probably at least another 2 years. I mean, I ain't gonna say 2 years. Another week or so. You know what I'm saying? Another week, another 2 weeks, right? So, what's up, ISQQ? What up, throwbacks? I hit a parlay for NBA for $50 on my bookie. Nice, that's what's up. Thanks for your knowledge of the GOAT. Oh, I ain't the GOAT, bro, but appreciate it though. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words, fam. I appreciate it. So and then even the strikeout department, they were 22%, right? That's around average. So there's a possibility they can get to them, right? So there you have that. Next game here. I don't have a lot for this game. I'll tell you what, right? Milwaukee Brewers at Cincinnati Reds. This Ashby kid, don't know too much about him, but Ashcraft, it is what it is. Not my favorite slate of games today. But Christian Yelich, he's the guy that I'm looking at. Christian Yelich has been really, really good this year. I don't know if I'll put him. Teams have been intentionally walking him as well, right? So Yelich, I got love for Yelich today, man. I like his hits, runs, and RBIs. And I was looking at a few other bats there as well. So Christian Yelich, what do we have out for him? Total bases at 1.5 as a demon. Interesting. The thing about this is the ballpark, right? Well, this ballpark produces runs, right? Great American Ballpark. So I really like this ballpark, right? 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Not a rim possibilities there. Hit a fantasy score like that as well. It's the ballpark. And like I said, this ballpark, I always tell you guys, the line always comes comes out at least 9.5 here. This ballpark in Coors is the ballparks, right? To string up runs and string up hits, runs, and RBIs and things of that nature. Heading over here to Baseball Savant, let me check it out real quick. I'm gonna tick on that right real quick now. I'm gonna take a look at a couple pitch mixes, right? Because I did look at a couple pitch mixes here. And William Contreras, his pitch mix kind of like stand out a lot to me. Now he will strike out. He does have a 30% K rate, but it is what it is, right? Looking at Ashcraft, I hate saying that name, man. I hate saying that name. But look at that Ashcraft, that pitch distribution. Same thing I was showing you right here. Similar things I was showing you right here. And I can filter it right here if you guys want to see that here too. But this is a little bit more detailed, stuff like that. So I'll be bouncing back and forth. But if you want to use this tool or something like this tool can, you can get this tool. For the link in my description on YouTube. You can get this tool and, use my link and you can get a free week, man. So, you know what I'm saying? After that, you decide to move forward with it. You can move forward with it, whatever the case may be. Head-to-head versus his team, he had 8 strikeouts versus them. That was last year, July 24th. But not too much talking about that, right? What I really wanted to go to is back here. And, just proofreading and things like that and going back and, picking up your steps when you're picking out these batters, comparing numbers, a thing of that nature. So we're still on 2023 right now, 23 pitch distribution here. He's pushing out that cutter over half of the times, 53%. That slider at 37%, that sinker at 9%. So that cutter and slider is the ones we're really, really looking at there. He's a righty. So, I'll look at William, right? William. You know what? I should have just looked at Contreras, right? Okay, so just want you guys to see what I see. So that cutter, 53% of the time, that slider, 37% of the time. Cutter slider, right? So last year, dating back to last year, that cutter, he was let me see. He was batting .275 with that cutter, slugging .325. Woba 313. K percentage is down at 11 though, so he wasn't striking out that much against that pitch. His expected numbers were better than his and that's good to see there. A 333 expected batting average, a 494 slugging right there, 57%, 57 hard hit percentage, right? Damn, what was that? A cutter? My memory ain't shit. Cutter and the slider, right? So then that slider last year, he had at 121 plate appearances. He had 315 batting average, a 602 slugging there. You know what I'm saying? The 420 weighted on base at WOBA. K percentage was at 22. That's about average. His expected numbers were lower than his average there. The slugging was still up, and the hard hit percentage was decent, right? So this year, versus that slider, he's still hitting it right now, right? Only 80 plate appearances, 333 batting average, 100,000 slugging there. He might have took one deep. What was the other one? The cutter. Batting average 5. He only four plate appearances, so he's 2 for 4 versus that pitch right now. Right now, it's only a small sample size, but the comparison between last year and this year looks like he's carrying over, right? Young player looks like he's carrying over. So he's somebody that I can take a look at, and he's somebody that was on my radar, right? So just letting you guys see what I see, what I seen when I'm picking up some of these batters and stuff like that. You can also look at some of the splits, right? So I can take a look at William, where you want to take him at. Contreras, right? Let's see, Contreras. So William Contreras, where you would like to. I didn't even look at his splits last night, so I'm taking this with a grain of salt, right? He was right now. He's got 2 home runs right now. Last year, 21 home runs, average 274, slugging, folks, whatever the case may be. WRC plus was 120, so that was over average there. Take a look at some of his splits and 2023, not this year. 2023. Versus right hand, he was batting 266. Him and his brother, right? I love to take them versus lefties. So he's really hitting lefties. So, it is what it is with that. On the road versus righties, we're looking at righties right now, though. Advanced numbers is what I really want to look at there. Still sporting a WRC plus of 98 there. Where are they? On the road? Okay, on the road. They on the road. On the road versus righties, he was fake decent all the way around, man. The power was down. I see that. K percentage was up at the best, right? So let's take a look at Gresh and Ashcraft and how his pitch has been faring versus righties, right? Let's see. His pitch has been faring. So this is his pitch mix right here. Go back to last year. Take a good look at last year. That cutter, that slider, that sinker, that cutter, that slider versus righties. So how he was throwing versus righties, right? How was he doing? How was the pitcher doing with his pitches? Batting average for that cutter was 345. Slugging, they were slugging the shit out of that motherfucker at 528. Expected slugger was 479, so that was about 50 above what his expecting was. Exit velo, launch angle wasn't that spectacular. That was last year. That slider was the other pitcher that he throws a lot. And the batting average with that was down versus righties. So he was throwing that one pretty good versus righties, right? What about this year? At the top this year, that sinker, they've been hitting his sinker. They probably got a hold to that cutter a couple times, but this is a small sample size for this year. So, this what it looks like is that cutter, right? That cutter. If he that cutter, and that's the most pitch, that's 53%. He was throwing that motherfucker last year at 53%. If he can get a hold to that motherfucker, then he might kiss that motherfucker goodbye, right? He giving that up for power and things of that nature. It's a lot that goes into this here. That's why to really nail down things, that's why you see a lot of people, no matter if it's on Twitter, whatever the case may be, when they line that shit up right, that's when you start getting comfortable with putting their money on it. Motherfuckers be throwing hundreds and thousands downs on these motherfucking hits, runs, and RBIs, and these home run plays. Because they walk a motherfucker down all the way to the T. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, right? So Yelich, I don't even gonna go through Yelich's numbers, but Yelich and Yelich is a couple guys that I was looking at there. On the bat side. On the Cincinnati Reds bats, though, my favorite bats don't do well here. They gonna be in play. But some of my favorite bats from Cincinnati, they don't do well in this spot. Now, I don't know how long this pitcher's gonna be out there. Let's see. Ashby, lefty, might not even be out there long. So they're going to probably see a series of pitches today. They might see a series of pitches today. I don't even know too much about this guy. It's been a while since he pitched. So I could give these guys a benefit of the doubt. He hasn't even pitched this year. Here, let's see. Right. So I don't know how long he's going to be out there. He's probably not going to be out there that long. So we'll see. Ranked highly known for whether it might be a reliever. Ashby has bevy of plus pitches undercut by lackluster control. Right. Never know. The runs might get put up in this one here. It probably could go lean towards the over here. Right. So I had already penciled that one in last night. I just forgot. Right. So um, it was a lean towards the over. I'll take this shit down because I don't know who's gonna win this game. I get a pitcher lean towards Cincinnati. So I probably would lean towards Cincinnati, but I won't bet it, right? And with the over here, I expect hits, runs, and I expect runs to be put up here. So hits, runs, and RBIs are definitely in play, right? But I know Yelich and Contreras are some guys I'll probably be looking at for hits, runs, and RBIs. And then on the flip side, all the bats are in play, man, because I usually target. So I'll give you the rundown right here. If you know how about these pitchers, whatever case may be, Will Benson is my top bat versus righties from this team as of right now, right? Jameer Candelario, I like him either way it go. Lefties, righties, whatever case may be. So I like his runs and RBIs. I thought I had him penciled in from last night. Let me see. Christian Yelich, Candelario. I didn't put Contreras there. So these must have been my top bats right here from these two teams. Candelario because he's balanced between lefties and righties, and a guy like Will Benson, he's not good versus lefties, right? So Jake Fraley, he's not good versus lefties, but versus righties, I'm all on those guys, right? Pause, but you know what I'm talking about. Spencer Steer, I think Spencer Steer was pop for me last night, but I probably won't get there. And Carson L. Strand, he's due for a good game, right? But depending on how long this pitcher pitches, if he gets he gets some righties in there, Benson probably take their ass deep, or just he'll go crazy on righties, right? And Jake Fraley is pretty good versus righties as well. It's just I don't know how long this lefty is going to be out there. But this ballpark produces runs. I had to be on that one for a long time. Let me see if I can slide past the rest of these games, right? I wasted a lot of time on it, but I had to show you guys my process sometimes, right? Same thing with this game right here. Detroit Tigers at Pittsburgh here. At Pittsburgh here. Mitch Keller. We got Olsen. We got Mitch Keller on the mound. I'm not a big fan of the offense for the Detroit Tigers here, but they'll heat up sooner or later, right? Yesterday, one of my top, he was like my 1B top play was I was Riley Green, right? Riley Green, everything lined up for him to a T. What does he do? He goes out there and hits a bomb, right? Now, Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green, both of the bats today, right? I've seen a few things on Pittsburgh side, but I'm not ready to give it out. I'm not giving it out. I'm gonna stick to these two lefties here, right? I'm gonna briefly go through it. I'm trying to stay on par with what I like. You know what I'm saying? Do better at that. I need to start doing better at that, right? So Olsen, right? Olsen right now, no, Keller, right? Keller, I don't know what's up with Keller, bro. I don't know what's up with him. But right now, he's sporting that four-seam fastball, that cutter, that sinker, right? We'll leave it at that. Four-seam fastball, that cutter, that sinker, right? How's he doing with those pitches versus lefties? This is something I haven't checked last night, right? I haven't checked this. I didn't check this last night. The four-seamer, it's been okay with that last year, right? That cutter, the lefty's been crashing that. That curveball, lefty's been crashing that. Been okay with the sweeper, and lefty's been crashing that sinker and changeup, right? This year, small sample size, but he been getting his ass toe up this year, right? So that's one thing. What was it again? The most used pitches was that cutter, four seamer, sweeper, sinker. Cutter, four seamer, cutter, four seamer, cutter, four seamer, sinker, cutter, four seamer, sinker. Raleigh, cutter, four seamer, sinker. Cutter, four seamer, sinker. Cutter, the cutter, last year. He was hitting that motherfucker at a 314 clip. Only 38 plate appearances, but 314, 457 slugging there. The K percentage was up though. He was striking out on that motherfucker. His expected is higher, lower than his average. You know what I'm saying? That hard hit percentage was way up at 73. I haven't seen that shit, but he was striking out on that motherfucker too. So it was like he was trying to knock the shit out of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I done forgot the other pitches just that quick, man. The four seamer and cutter sinker, right? Sinker, that's the one I was just looking at. That cutter. No, I was just looking at that. No, I wasn't just looking at that cutter. So that cutter, he was hitting that cutter too. Right? He was hitting that cutter too, right? His expected numbers were high on that cutter at 349, right? His slugging was up. The WOBA, nice. So yeah. Did I look at that sinker? No, the sinker, 268, 366 slugging. K percentage was below average or right around average, below average. And expecting batting average was up and expecting slugging was okay. So he hits that, right? He hits that, right? And by these guys being pretty close in the lineup, I would definitely look at both of these guys. The hits, runs, and RBIs, they can complement each other. Him and what's his name? I'm Kerry Carpenter, right? The fastball, sinker, cutter, right? So everybody can hit a fastball. So he was hitting that fastball. He was hitting it. That sinker, he was hitting that sinker as well. He was hitting that sinker average. As well. His expected batting average versus that sinker was up. That cutter, he was crashing that motherfucker. 561 batting average versus that cutter. And that was the top pitch that he thrown. He was crashing that motherfucker, man. Slugging was at a 951. Like, ooh, every time he seen that motherfucker, he was demolishing it. So, man, he might be in line for a fucking home run if he catch that motherfucker out there bad. Expecting batting average at 395, almost 400. Expecting slugging at 714. Let me see something here. Kerry Carpenter. I didn't see all that. I did not. Miss Keller. Does he have any numbers versus him? Oh, you know what? Miss Keller. Miss Keller is a right-hand pitcher, so I must have put that. Did I do that right? Let me make sure I did this right. Yeah, I did that right. Okay. Has he faced him? Let's go over here versus Miss Keller. Baez. He hasn't faced him. Riley Green or Kerry Carpenter hasn't faced him. Okay. All right. So I definitely like the hits, runs, and RBIs for both of those guys there. Fastball, cutter, sinker. Same shit right here. You can see some of the same stuff right here. Kerry Carpenter, Green, low K percentage versus that. Him and Riley Green got a low K percentage versus that fastball. The WOBA's up. The cutter, even lower K percentage at 19 and 15 with a 645 WOBA for Kerry Carpenter. And so Kerry Carpenter probably looked like he's taking the edge for me, right? Probably look like he's taking the edge for me, right? Versus right-hand pitcher, both of these guys, Kerry Carpenter at 286 and Riley Green at 291. The OPS, looking at both of them in the same neighborhood in the OPS category, above average for striking out. These numbers are for last year. Above average for striking out, but It is what it is. I like both of those guys, right? I like both of those guys. You can take them for hits, runs, and RBIs, whatever the case may be. All right. Let me see something. See something real quick. At the end of the day, though, that don't mean none of these motherfuckers gonna get a hit. That don't mean that. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that. They are every motherfucker I name can go out here and do bad. It's just, it's just it is what it is, right? What did I have penciled in here? Damn, I still had the Pittsburgh. Still had Pittsburgh and the under. I only lean towards the under because I'm not sure about this offense from Detroit right now, right? But it is what it is, right? Next game here was and I don't bet a lot of games, so don't even worry, but don't even take too much into that. And this game here, this game here, I don't know what to do. I don't even know what to do. I don't really. These are two teams here, my least favorite teams in the league to even bet on. So you got something? Let me know, right? I'm going right over this motherfucking game. And I'm going to the New York Mets and Atlanta Braves, right? And lo and behold, oh my God. Oh shit. Oh shit, right? So, man, right? I don't even know. So I'm gonna tell you right now. Boy, oh boy, man. Oh my God. To Harry, he hasn't pitched in a while, right? And these guys got some nasty history. Let me see. Let me see if I can line them all up real quick right here and get it a little bit easier for you guys. I'm gonna say my top bet from here is going to be Olsen probably, man. Yeah. So just line the ass up right down here, right? What is this? The sinker he's throwing, the cutter, change up, whatever. We'll probably just look at the sinker and the cutter, right? Look at all this green. Goodness gracious, right? So Ozuna. Ah, man. Fuck, man. Let me see. If I rank these bats right now, I'm gonna rank it. I'm gonna rank them. Let me see. I had the ranking. I had them ranked already. Let's see. I'm gonna give you my ranking for these bats because I'm betting all of them, so you ain't got to worry about that. I'm gonna give you my ranking right now, right? For these bats here, top player. I'm gonna give you my rankings for these bats right here. So I had Olsen at number one, Riley. Hmm. Damn, something changed from last night. Olsen at number one, Riley at number two, Ozuna at number three. How the fuck did Michael Harris jump Acuna? I'm gonna have to take a look into that. Then I had Acuna, then Michael Harris. Now it's then flipped to Michael Harris, then Acuna, which I don't agree with that. And this might be the game that Acuna might destroy this game, right? Versus Heron, he's 4-6, three singles and a home run. Ozuna, monster history versus this guy. He's 19 of 52, 12 singles, three doubles, four home runs. Austin Riley, he's 2 for 6, one single, one double. And Matt Olson is 1 for 9, right? 1 for 9, and that's only a single, right? And this has been from a while back, right? He hasn't pitched in a while, right? Heron hasn't pitched in a while. Versus pitch miss, that sinker is going down, right? Ozuna, Ozuna been Hulk smashing, right? So I had Olsen, Riley, then Ozuna. Then Acuna, right? then Michael Harris. Then Michael Harris. Um, I'm betting on every last one of them. Whatever it is, I've already sprinkled on them last night, but I'll show you the guys who it were. Um, these are coming out in parlay piece, except for the 2.5 with Acuna. It's not a parlay piece, and Austin Riley is not a parlay piece. So these two right here, at parlay pieces here, I'll try to find them on PrizePicks or put them in a parlay. You can't same game parlay these. Books know better not to let us do that. But the 1.5 for Olsen and the 1.5 for Ozuna are parlay pieces. So there you have that, right? I'm not even going to go into convulsions about this game. Nobody from the other side. I can care less who the Mets. I was looking at Nemo. He's a bat I could consider. But at the end of the day, money line parlays, run line straights. Give me them Atlanta Braves, right? Um, unfortunately, you guys know I haven't been giving out picks for this Dodgers game. I lean towards the Dodgers. The number is fishy at the -136. Minnesota Twins have bats. One day they'll show up. But until then, I lean towards the Dodgers, not an official play. I might still sprinkle on that -136, but it's a fishy number. Y'all know that. The -136 is definitely a fishy number. You're getting plus money for the run line. Like I might just go for the run line, to tell you the truth. But pitching, you have to compare the pitchers. I didn't fully deep dive into the pitchers. Pitching is over half of the equation when you're looking at money lines, first fives, run lines, yada yada yada. We know this Los Angeles Dodgers team can explode. Bats can explode with the best of them. I wasn't a big fan of their pitching staff last year, and I'm not a big fan of their pitching staff this year. So therefore, it's a lean. I don't have any bats for this game. I'm gonna keep it moving, right? Philadelphia Phillies at St. Louis Cardinals. We have an over under of 8.5 here. Spencer Turnbull and Miles McCullers on the mound here. And right now, those Philly bats stood out to me, right? And I got a couple of them in my player pool here. I'll bring them up. I don't know if I'll compare them, but I'll bring them up. Philadelphia Phillies. And St. Louis Cardinals, right? Now, Turnbull, it's hard for me to put a read on Turnbull, man. Straight up. He's been showing some strikeout upside, man. Straight up. So, something got to watch out there. Got to watch out for there. He's been showing some strikeout upside. What is this K props looking at? 4.5 Ks. Spencer Turnbull. Let me see something, man. Take a look at this game log, right? He went out there versus Cincinnati. 7 strikeouts. Cincinnati strike out a lot, but he did pitch good. 5-inning pitch, shutout baseball, 7 strikeouts. Cincinnati will strike out. Spring training, what did he do? Looked okay. 1 home run versus Pittsburgh. 2 innings, 1 inning, 2 innings, 3 innings, whatever. Couple strikeouts here and there. I get it, right? The bats, though. I'll stick with the bats. So, Bryce Harper. We got some bats here versus McCullers. They got some history, right? Bryce Harper, 5 for 15. He's sporting a 900 OPS, 915 OPS versus righties. Miles McCullers, the pitcher, he's pitching his worst versus lefties here at an 806 OPS, right? He's got 3 singles, 1 double, and a home run off of him. Trey Turner, he's 5 for 18. He's batting 278 versus him, with two singles, three doubles, and a home run. Kyle Schwarber, 848 versus him. 848 OPS versus righties. Miles McCullers is pushing his worst versus lefties. Four singles, a double, and a home run. Brandon Marsh, he's 3 for 4. So it is what it is, right? Alec Bohm, he's 5 for 7 versus him. Three singles, a double, and a home run. Nick Castellanos, he's 5 for 21, three singles, two home runs. It's a lot of history here, right? Miles McCullers as a whole, the pitcher, he's batting average 298 versus the Phillies, 34 for 114. So it's a lot of history versus this team, okay? Probably not going to compare bats or anything of that nature here. At the end of the day, I did have the Phillies. I think I had the Phillies penciled in. These are my leans for games here. I think I did have the Phillies penciled. Oh, I had the under penciled in somehow. So I'll probably lean toward Philadelphia and the under probably, but we'll see, right? Maybe Philadelphia and the under. I don't bet a lot of games, so it is what it is. I can compare bats for you guys if you want, but the top bat on the board for me is going to be Bryce Harper, right? And I can give you guys a quick comparison for some of his numbers here. Bryce Harper versus let's see, what game is that there? Bam, Bryce Harper. Going up against Miles McCullers, right? So Miles McCullers right now, expected batting average, expected slugging is up, K percentage is down. Let me plug up my computer real quick. Now you can look at Schwarber for power. You can also look at Harper for power as well. But I'll be looking at these guys for hits, runs, and RBIs because I see how things are shaping up a little bit. Four-seam fastball, slider, sinker, right? Four-seam fastball, slider, sinker. See how he's doing this versus lefties, right? This is the pitcher. How's he? Because a lot of these this is for Schwarber and four-seam fastball, slider, sinker. Look at last year, right? Four-seamer, right? Versus lefties. That four-seamer versus lefties last year, he was batting average of 337 with expected batting average of 277. His slugging was 558. Expected slugging 452. Right, so everything was up. It was up. Right, launch angle was at 20. That sinker. Right, 337. Expected batting average was 340, right? With slugging, motherfuckers was knocking the shit out of that. At a at .60, 600, expected slugging was up higher than his slugging. So he was expected to get his ass hit, right? So, those are some of the numbers with a couple of those pitches versus lefties. Salute, brother. I always enjoy your vid, and I'm glad your Cubs took it 2 out of 3 from LA. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reminds me of Jim Tomey. Either he's a homer or a K. What are you talking about? Oh, Schwarber. Yeah, for sure. Especially lead off. That's a dangerous motherfucker to be coming to work to. The first motherfucker you got to see at work is Schwarber. That's crazy, right? Either way it go, yeah. This year, all his pitch mixes has been getting hit, right? All of them. He's been doing okay with his sinker. This year, small sample size, right? But he's been getting hit, right? What was it again? It was that fastball slider sinker, right? Fastball slider sinker, right? Harper. Wasn't he, man? He was. All hitting shit all in the Raptors. Fastball slider sinker, right? That was crazy, man. That was crazy. I love that game. Fastball slider sinker. Last year, Harper. Harper was he's batting 310, slugging 500. That versus that pitch. K percentage was down. Expected batting average was up. His slugging was up, right? All these numbers were up from his averages. The hard hit percentage was up at 57. So he was up, right? That sinker last year, Harper was murdering that, right? 358 batting average, slugging 623. The K percentage is down at 15%. He had a nice sample size. No, he didn't. Well, it was only 37. I guess the scouting report was out. Please don't throw that pitch to him. No, right. No, 66, right? That sinker. No, the cutter was 37. It was the cutter. It was the cutter. Fastball cutter. Fastball cutter. What was it? Fastball cutter. Oh no, I'm sorry. Cutter wasn't even that. Slider sinker. Slider sinker. Don't give me the slider sinker. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The slider sinker. Okay, the slider sinker, right? So the sinker it was up. The fastball was up. The slider was down. He was down on the slider. He was down on that slider last year, right? Fastball, as of right now, he's been hitting that slider. Small sample size, wouldn't take too much into this. Yeah, it was over with. And all those guys you just named, I don't care what, man. Them guys, they can't do no wrong for me. They can't do no wrong for me. Shy. I love all those guys right now. No homo. You know what I'm saying? They brought that chip, man. That was nice, man. And Schwarber's numbers versus that fastball, that's what we was looking at versus that fastball. He got power numbers versus all those pitches, though. The averages are down, but he got power numbers versus all those pitches. So those are two bats there you can look at for power. The rest of the bats I named was hits, runs, and RBIs. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, Shot Town. Yes, sir. Um, Houston Astros at Texas Rangers, right? So we got Valdez on the mound and we got Haney on the mound, right? Last week, um, last week, we I took Haney, took him all the way up to 7. We laddered him. I 4Ks all the way up to 7Ks. I think that 7Ks paid a +4, a +5 something, a +700 or something like that. I don't know, but I will not be laddering him today, right? I will not. Mm. I will not be laddering him today. I expect runs to be put up in this one here. I would expect, but it's kind of hard for me to figure things out, right? So let me pull up some of these bats that I have for this game here. Um, mm. So anytime you get a lefty, that's good to know your splits, right? Anytime you get a lefty versus this team here, you always want to take a look at Kyle Tucker, right? Kyle Tucker he's got 2 guys that got major splits here, 3 guys on his team that got major splits. Kyle Tucker, right? Kyle Tucker, lefty, right? Um, Bregman, righty. Um, my new favorite buddy, Yainer Diaz, righty, at home, a double, triple split, right? So those are some of the things that you'll get to learning when you start, you know what I'm saying, when you start capping these games and capping these props and stuff like that. So your splits, you just, man, you know how it be. You be out, man. Astros play who? You know what I'm saying? They played such and such. Who's on the mound? You know what I'm saying? Such on the mound. Then boom, you already know. You know what I'm saying? You already know like your splits and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of helps there. I just want to know is Haney back, right? We know he got that K shit. We know he got good strikeout stuff. But I took his strikeouts last week, rather. One thing about Haney, when he's not on, right? The split last year for this team, I remember it. Like yesterday, was on the road, I think, versus left-hand pitching, right? 2023. On the road versus left-hand pitching. Let's take a look and see what those numbers was looking like, right? K percentage. Houston, struck out the least last year on the road versus left-hand pitching. WRC plus. Atlanta, of course, right? San Diego Padres, they were in fuego. Houston was third WRC plus on the road versus left-hand pitching, right? They was on their shit as well, right? Houston, number 2 in slugging last year. On base percentage. Cleveland gonna be there because they don't strike out, right? Houston was probably down a little bit. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. Isolated power on the road versus left-hand pitching. Houston, number 4, right? Those are the numbers from last year. This year, I don't think it's enough sample size. I didn't look. You know what? I didn't look, but they still top 10 in 100 plate appearances versus lefties. WRC plus down, but it's too early to be looking at these numbers. I just wanted to see if they had like 177 plate appearances, something like this, like Arizona. You know, that's a good sample size. And that's a good sample size. And we'll get to Arizona right now because boy, oh boy, oh boy, we'll get to Arizona. I say all that to say this. It's safe to say that this team still hits lefties, right? Some of the numbers, right? Even though Cal Tucker, I like his splits, lefty on lefty, he is only 1 for 10 versus Andrew Heaney, and that one was a home run. Cal Tucker sporting a 938 OPS versus lefties. Andrew Heaney, he's pitching his worst to lefties at an 806 OPS, but not far from behind versus righties at a 764 OPS. So, you know, equally, right? Almost equally. Altuve's got a lot of history versus this guy. He's 12 for 37 versus him. 7 singles, 3 doubles, and 2 home runs. He's 847 OPS versus lefties. Altuve does hit righties better than lefties, but that's good because if you knock Haney ass out of there, then he's hitting lefties and righties. So he's somebody that you don't have to worry about throughout the floor of the game. Another guy, same shit. Yordan Alvarez, he's heating up. Hit a bomb last night. 4 for 14 versus him. With 286 batting average, 3 singles, 1 double, no home runs. Right. Those are the top. Top Houston Astros bats that I'm looking at here. Now, these Texas guys, they have a lot of history versus these guys as well, right? So, I'll just give you some of the history. I can't figure out which bat I like because the averages are low with the history that they have. Adolis Garcia, right? He's 5 singles and a home run. He's 6 for 29 versus Framber. Marcus Semien, he is 8 for 28 with 2 home runs, 5 singles, and a double. He's batting 286. He's got a better average than those guys. Corey Seager is just good, right? He's just good. He's only 5 for 21 versus him, but he's good. 4 singles and a triple. He's good, right? He's just really, really good. He's really good. I'll just give you that, right? Houston can sometimes be so disappointing when they're in these really, 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 really good spots. You're going to see that shit time and time and time. Just like yesterday. I expected them to put up more runs, man. I expected them to put up more runs. Today might pop. Might pop. I don't know why I got the Texas Rangers. That's probably how I was looking last night. But I lean. I don't even have. I'm starting. I want to move this here, and where I'm gonna lean towards the over. That's what I'm gonna lean. I'm gonna lean towards the over here. 2 good teams. We'll see what's gonna happen here, right? We'll see what's gonna happen. Those bats, top bat for me. I ain't gonna lie. Cal Tucker. I got to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Lefty. Yordan Alvarez, he's just, him and Altuve are just automatically in play, right? Those are actually the top 3 bats for me in this game. It is what it is. No, but you could probably look through like some of these bats that I like right here. I'm going through them, right? I had went through some of them. All these bats. Look, Aaron Judge, Jake Berger, Tim Anderson, Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green, Christian Yelich, Yamir Candelario, Matt Olson, Marcell Ozuna, Ronald Acuna, Austin Riley. I had stopped right there, right? And then I hadn't got to these guys, so I'm getting to these guys right now. So let me go ahead and put these guys in here, right? Actually, let me filter it, right? Battle props. Um, I'm gonna just go hits, runs, and RBIs. I'm gonna get all the way down here to Schwarber's in play, right? Just on the kind of string of a bat. Um, Bryce Harper, 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Um, the Dolis got all these motherfuckers in play, and you're getting a decent number here. Uh, you get a decent number for everybody I see. Jose Altuve, parlay piece at -140. That's the most juice I land here is -140. So I could play this straight. Kyle Tucker, -140. Um, -160 a parlay piece for Yordan Alvarez and Jose and Altuve. Not gonna Garcia. If you just want to get there, one swing of the bat, he can get you there. Corey Singer -140 for 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. It's nothing really. You know what I'm saying? He can get there. Yeah, right. Marcus Semien, and he has the best average. That's probably why his runs and RBIs a little bit more juiced up, right? So there you have it, right? The rest of the bats right there, and counting right now, right? Um, Let me keep it moving. Uh, Texas Rangers. So Arizona and if you know, you know, right? This is man. If you know, you know, right? Kyle Freeland on the mound, Zach Gallen on the mound at Coors Field, right? Um, Kyle Freeland, I just can't. This boy here, didn't make a slip yet, but this the total is opened up at 10.5. I couldn't take the under there. I could never take the under in this game. If you don't know about Coors Field produces the most runs in the league, right? Coors Field produces the most runs in the league. If you know, you know. All right. We got Zach Gallen on the mound. We got Freeland on the mound. Um, at the end of the day, of course, gonna like bats here, right? It's nothing but bats. I'm not messing with no pitching here. I'm not. I can't do it. I can't do it, right? Arizona, I can't do it. I can't mess with no pitching here. I can't mess with no pitching here, right? I refuse, right? Now, need to see who's in the lineups, right? Um, don't have any confirmed lineups for this game. But I'll tell you, my top bat here. So right now, you got Kyle Freeland. He's so terrible versus these righties, right? He's giving up a 900 OPS versus righties. Every now and then, this ballpark will deceive you. But looking at some of the pitch mixes and things like that, I can't deny it, right? I came up my top bat right here was probably going to be Uriel here. Let's see. Going over here to Baseball Savant here. And let's go over here to Arizona Cardinals, right? I mean, Arizona Diamondbacks, right? Um, and we got some guys that got some great history too, right? So looking at Kyle Freeland, he's all in the blue, right? Barrel percentage up at 16-1, just getting his ass toe up, right? Exit velo, hard hit percentage, WOBA, expected slugging, K percentage down, slugging down like Yeah, whatever, right? Then he's a lefty. Um, he's a lefty, and he's a lefty. Ed Coors, right? And remember what I told you, right? Um, we can go dating back. We can start at this year versus left hand pitching. We can look at the WRC plus versus left hand pitching. Um, Arizona has a good enough sample size, even though some of them pitchers probably still been ass, but they got a 15% K rate, 138 WRC plus. This is on the season versus left hand pitching. Ed Course, shit. Okay, play them games if you want. Now, how were they last year versus lefties as a team? Look at the same shit here. WRC plus, Arizona versus lefties. They was at a 92, right? Thought they were a little bit better. Maybe let's see on the road. Nope. Let's see. Maybe they was a little bit better on the road here. Arizona, and they probably was worse, right? Okay, so they probably was worse. This year they smashing to start the season, right? But it's a few bats that I know that I liked versus versus Kyle Freeland. That sinker, that slider, and that curveball. It was a few bats that stood out to me. That sinker, that slider, that curveball, right? Mm. How was he pitching this to righties, right? How was he looking versus righties? The sinker, he was giving up. He was giving up to righties. That slider last year, he was doing good. That sinker, that sinker was getting tore up. So those were the two primary pitches that I wanted to look at. But that sinker, that slider, and that curveball, I guess. Uriel, right? Sinker, slider, curveball. Mm, mm, this year, last year, he had a fastball too. Everybody hits that. 295 expected, 484 expected slugging. That sinker, he was batting 300 versus that. K percentage was really down versus that pitch. Nice sample size. Uh, 376 Woba. The slider, he was mediocre versus that slider. Did have a little power versus it. Um, did have a little power versus that slider. He was mediocre versus it, and that curveball, like, let's see, he was above average on that, right? He was above average on that curveball. This year, he's hitting those pitches. He's hitting those pitches. That slider, he was a little bit down on the slider. He was hitting those pitches, right? So I really liked him because he popped at the top of the model for me, right? Now he's still 4 for 9 versus this guy, and then you get a bump in his ballpark, right? I was torn between him and Cattell Marte being my top bats from this game, but I'll put them all put them all on like a similar pedestal, man. Him, Lourdes Uriel, Cattell Marte, and Walker. Cattell Marte and Walker, they got a lot of history versus him. That's why I really didn't mention them. So Cattell Marte is 17 of 44. He's batting 386, 8 singles, 5 doubles, 1 triple, and 3 home runs. This is the perfect park for him to go crazy in. You know, these numbers, y'all should already know these numbers, right? Christian Walker, he's batting 300 versus him, 5 singles, three doubles, 2 home runs. He's been in fuego already this year. Another guy, if he's in the lineup, that's gonna stretch out stretch the motherfucking defense. I mean, stretch it out. You can look at somebody. I hope he's in the lineup. This is gonna add more fuel to the fire. So I'm thinking about taking the 1.5 Arizona. Randall Grichuk, Corbin Carroll just is good, right? Now, another guy that you can look at, he's got pretty good numbers, okay numbers from a sample size standpoint versus Zach Gallen. The perfect time for to get Zach Gallen is probably be in this ballpark. So Ryan McMahon, he's 8 for 33 versus Zach Gallen. He doesn't have a home run though, 5 singles and 3 doubles, right? So this ballpark produces runs. Some of the people that you never would think of is going to hit home runs. Going to hit home runs here. All right. At the end of the day, I never take sides here in this type of game here. I never take sides, but if I had to take a side, it would be Arizona in this spot. Just judging on how well they've been hitting lefties this year. Eugenio Suarez, he's got good numbers versus him. 4 singles and a double. He's 5 for 14. And just the list just goes on, right? So I'm looking for this game here. It would probably be Arizona Diamondbacks and probably lean towards the over here, something like that. You can also look at a team total for the Arizona Diamondbacks. You can look at a team total there if you just don't want to, and that probably at 6.5, right? We'll see. Total runs, 5.5. I like that, right? I like that. I'll probably take the over there. I'll lean towards the over. 5.5 runs there. Colorado Rockies should be 4.5, right? 4.5. That's about reasonable right there. Colorado Rockies. I always look to the Rockies bats at home. That's where you're gonna find the most value at. Looking at the hits, runs, and RBIs, there should be hits, runs, and RBIs heaven here, right? So the value will always be on the Rockies side. But Christian Walker, 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I like that. Corbin Carroll, just because he's there. He's in play. Suarez can hit. He can hit with the best of them. Gabriel Moreno, if he gets a hold of that fastball, you can kiss that motherfucker. Goodbye, right? So he can hit this fastball hard. Marte, his numbers are juiced up like 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I add -145. That's a lot, man, for 2.5. Lourdes Uriel, his 2.5. This is what I was telling you. This is why he popped. It didn't sit at -130. Like, who the fuck hits, runs, and RBIs is sitting at minus all of that, right? Randall Grichuk, I just got finished talking about him. His is sit at 2.5, right? And if you want some value, 1.5 for Ryan McMahon. I could just pencil these guys in right now just so I have them in my player pool. Marino for sure. They only let you put 20. Oh my God. It is what it is, right? So that ballpark produces runs. Now, especially in the summertime, stuff like that. But this ballpark can take a shit too. So don't be surprised if this ballpark take a shit. You know what I'm saying? It can and will take a shit sometimes. You'd be like, damn. But that's where it goes. That's where it goes when in betting. So next game here, I'm gonna go with is Tampa Bay Rays and Los Angeles Angels. I didn't even get a chance to. I leaned towards the under here. I didn't really get a chance to cap the bats, bro. I thought I was gonna be looking at Randy Rosarina, but he pissed me off in that Colorado series. He really pissed me off. So I might go back and take another look at Randy Rosarina and Trout. He's always a monster, right? Always a monster. My Cubs, right? The Cubs. My Cubs. The Cubs. Um, from a straight homer, I'm fucking with the Cubs, man, straight up, man. But I don't have any bats or nothing like that. I lean towards the Cubs. Don't follow me unless that's what you like, because they're my favorite team. So right now, I didn't look at too much. I didn't look at too much for this game. I ain't even gonna lie. I can't have a lot for everything, man. So whatever you want to do with that Cubs game, be my guest. Cubs been playing some great baseball. And last but not least, we got the Washington Nationals and San Francisco Giants here. I lean towards the Giants. I get a lean towards the Giants. Keep an eye on Snell. towards the middle and the end of the season, that's when Snell starts to heat up. His ass could be a little bit iffy right now. I didn't look at any of the bats right here from the Giant side. It might be something that I'll do a little bit later on, but right now, I get a pitcher lean towards San Francisco, and I gotta lean towards San Francisco. Moneyline parlays, run line straights, right? Sliding over here to Prize Picks. A lot of pitching. This is not one of my favorite slates today, but just to give you guys a six pick here, Randy, hey, you on Randy today, Z's? Hey, Z's, you on Randy today? I might get on Randy today, bro. I might get on Randy today, man. Pause, but I might get on him, bro. I might, right? We'll see. Um, hmm. While we on strikeouts, I couldn't talk you off the 3.5 strikeouts right here. You get a discount. Graham Ashwell can slow walk his way to 3.5. You know, Mitch Keller, you get a discount on his strikeouts 2 at 4. I think he can get there, right? I think he can get there, right? Tristan McKenzie, I think he can get there, right? I think he can get there. Nestor Cortez, supposed to be able to get there. He's supposed to. Jesus Luzardo, he better get there before he get his ass tore up. That's all I got to say. It's instances where he can get his ass lit up, okay? Olson, Pittsburgh will strike out. Wasn't on my radar. Can get there. Not going there. I'm not. Randy on the list, right? Okay. Because if I don't pick him and he go off, I'm gonna be more pissed. I had to make a lineup with him in it. Okay, sounds good. I couldn't talk off of that. Angel Henney, 4 Ks, man. I'm so tempted to take that, but it's a clause in the contract with that shit. Um, Paxton, going up against this Minnesota team. Minnesota will strike the fuck out. Okay, James Paxton, right? Minnesota will strike the fuck out. You can look at some of these Ks they got in the lineup, like, bro, wow, they will strike out. Minnesota will strike out, right? Let me see something. K percentage, 26. Carlos Santana is up right now. Buxton, of course, we know he'll strike out. Kepler, Julian, looking a little bit better from last year. I'm late, but what you like for the Yankees bats? Yankees bats in general would be Judge, self-explanatory. Yankees bats in general. I only put him up there. He's the only one I put up there. Let me see. He's the only one I put up there. Pittsburgh. Where's the Yankee game at? Right here. So this is how this is gonna go. Uh, Soto's still walking, right? I'm forced to. Judge and Stanton, bro. In fact, let me see. Since we got the star lineup out, let me see something. Judge and Stanton, because Soto been a motherfucker the last 2 years with the walks and shit like that. Then so you can look at all three of these guys for hits, runs, and RBIs, right? So let me go back here. What do the hits, runs, and RBIs look like on the books? Judge at 125, Stanton at 105, right? You got to look at Soto because he can get on, but I didn't point him out today. I didn't single him out. But he can get on, walk wise or whatever, right? Walk wise or whatever. Let me see something here. Mm, let me scratch that. Let me look at Soto, right? I want to see what this was. If it's a walk prop up here. So, hmm, he's 5 or 10 to a walk. He's 50% to the walks on this season. Got to walk in back-to-back game. Last year he was over 50% in the walk category, man. 58% walk, man. That was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. So yeah, man. Hits, runs, and RBIs, man. Hits, runs, and RBIs for Stanton and Judge, all the way up to home runs, man. I like the hits, runs, and then Tim Anderson. Then I had Tim Anderson and Jake Berger in there, right? So Stanton, Judge, Tim Anderson, and Berger. Stanton, Judge, Tim Anderson, and Berger. Yeah. Stanton, Judge, Tim Anderson, and Berger. Mm. All right, I'm gonna just go with my. So I'm gonna go with my top with the top bats real quick here. Um, Strikeouts. I need another week on the strikeouts. Another week, maybe 2 weeks on the strikeouts. But I'm gonna see some. I'll see some, and then you know it is what it is when I see them. When I know my spot, I know my spot. I know that shit for sure. I know my spots. I take it and I ladder them up and shit like that. But my top batters for today. So we're gonna go Olson. Let's go Matt Olson, right? I'm going 2.5 hits, runs, not. See, and the thing about this is all the motherfuckers, man. All the motherfuckers. You could take all the Braves, man. Damn. That's the crazy thing about it, man. All the Braves are in play for at least 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. The ones that I was on, you know. But I'm gonna take Olson, and I want to put Acuna up here because Acuna is definitely due. He's due. Ozuna is just Ozuna. Oh my God, man. Let me see. Acuna. What they got out for Acuna? 2.5 total bases. His hits, runs, and RBIs. His demon is at 3.5. At 3.5. Damn, he's due, right? Whoo, he's due. This shit at 3.5. God damn. So I'm gonna stick to. Okay. Let's go Lourdes, right? Let's go Lourdes, right? 2.5 total bases, singles, 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, 1.5 RBIs. Let's go 2.5 hits for RBIs. Austin Riley. I'm just taking all demons, man. I mean, this is only gonna be. I'm just taking all demons for right now. Austin Riley. Well, I ain't gonna take all demons for right. I'm gonna take demons though when they look right. Harper. Don't have his hits, runs, and RBIs. He got two total bases for him. We have 1.5 hits, RBIs for him. 1.5 hits. 1.5 hits looks okay. Looks okay. Harper fantasy score. What about Kyle Tucker, man. They won't give you his hits, runs, and RBIs. I will. I'll jump on his. I'll jump on his fantasy score. Right. I'll jump on his fantasy score. He does steal bases, whatever the case may be. Right. I could have just stuck with the Atlanta Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I'm going to make a ticket like that. So just in case y'all was wondering, I might make a ticket with. I'm gonna put Riley, Olsen, probably Ozuna, and I'm gonna take Uriel, Marte, and um, Christian Walker. Right. I'm gonna take those. I'm gonna do those. I'm gonna do a ticket just like that. Should just do this one like that. Christian Walker, fantasy scores double. Christian Walker's been pretty hot, man. 1.5 hits. 1.5. They got 1.5 RBIs for his ass. A run, 1.5 runs. Christian Walker, 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I'll probably be taking that or his fantasy score, something like that, right? If you think you're gonna hit a home run, then you know what the deal is, right? But let me go back here. Um, Ketel Marte. Let me see what they got for Ketel Marte. 3.5 total bases. Boy, does he have good numbers versus this guy, man. His numbers are juiced up. 1.5 runs. I'll figure something out for Marte. Maybe. Judge, 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Probably Yelich. Hmm. 1.5 total bases, 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Let's take his hits, runs, and RBIs. Right. Cal Tucker, this ain't no demon. I want another demon up there. Let me see. But I like Kyle Tucker is getting played. He's getting played. I do want another demon up there. I wanted Harper, man, or Ozuna. Let me see, Harper, Ozuna. What do they have for Ozuna? One and a half. Look at Randy at Rose Arena. Get the home run. 2.5 total bases. 1.5 hits. Fuck. What do they have for Acuna? A stolen base. Boy, you ain't been doing shit this year. Stolen base. I should take his ass for a stolen base. 2.5 total bases. 3.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Walk is a demon. I bet you Soto's walk ain't no demon. I bet you that. Soto. They ain't even got no walk up there for Soto. I bet. Well, it's probably 1.5 walks. Damn, Soto hits, runs, and RBIs at 1.5. I could. So they got a walk for Soto, but it's not a demon. RBI. Soto in that 2 hole. Tempted to take that 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for Soto. Uh, Definitely tempted to take that. Let's see. But you know what though? What my boy Big Burger. RBI hits, runs, and RBIs at 1.5. Undecided on this last one I want to put in there, y'all. Undecided. Undecided on which one I want to put in there for this last one, man. Straight up. Very undecided. Very undecided. So Gurriel's wasn't no demon, huh? I go back to Kyle Tucker, man, and leave it alone, right? I'll go back to Kyle Tucker and leave it alone, man. Straight up. Something like this. Olson, Uriel, Riley, Judge, Yelich, Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker, right? um, Here, MLB Moneyline Parlay. Let's see what we can get together. Um, Cleveland. You know what? Let me see. They don't have no performance doubles out, right? And they don't have no alternate strikeouts for him. Interesting. So let's go. Cleveland. I really want to take Miami. I really want to take the Yankees here, right? Cleveland the Braves for plus money. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna alter some shit here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take Arizona team total over 4.5, just in case they want to sell. So let's say I got Cal, Altuve, Adolis, and Corey for a hit. Do you think this will be a high scoring game? I think they score. I think they put up some runs here, some short, some shape, form, or fashion, man. I was leaning towards the over in that one. I was leaning towards the over in that one. I ain't gonna lie. Um, yeah, I was leaning towards the over there. Let's see. Damn, you know what? Uh, Kerry Carpenter and Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green, bro. Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green, man. Straight up. Kerry Carpenter, 1.5 total bases, hits, runs, and RBIs. I like Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green today. His hits, runs, and RBIs at 2.5. Yeah, I'll probably do 2 6-mans, man. And Riley Green was this. I could probably substitute some of those guys just to his hits, runs, and RBIs at 2.5, 1.5 total bases, RBIs, shit like that. Like if I wanted to, all these demons here. If I wanted to take Uriel out, I could put Kerry Carpenter and or Riley Green in there. And I was on Kerry Carpenter. I don't know which one is the best pick from that game. So I like both of them, though. I like both of them. Sure. Might make a long ass hit list, man. Might make a long ass hit list. See if I can smack that motherfucker. Um. Uh. What's that? Atlanta Braves. The Cardinals, the favorites, man. Cardinals, the favorites. Wow. I would put the Yankees in there. I'm gonna just leave it at that, man. Because if you want to, man, Cleveland Guardians, Atlanta Braves, Arizona Diamondbacks, over 4.5 runs, man. Straight up. That's only a plus 200. But man, we got so many days of baseball coming up. It is what it is. A hit parlay, a hit parlay. Let's see, a hit parlay. No, a hits, runs, and RBI parlay. Ooh, on the books. Let me clear this shit out, right? Y'all done seen all that. Hits, runs, and RBI parlay on the books, right? So give me nobody from that game. Give me give me Judge 1.5, right? Give me I'm taking Kerry Carpenter from this game, right? I'm betting all these anywhere it go. I had bet about 15 of these a day. Bet about 15 of these a day. For real. About 15 of these a day. Hits, runs, and RBIs. Um, Christian Yelich. Nobody from this game. Shit, boy, they don't let you same game parlay these motherfuckers. Olson, 1.5. skipping that Dodgers game. Oh my God, man. So who's in here for good value at 1.5? Nobody. So actually, I don't even. I'm gonna go past this game. I'm gonna go past this game. Cubs and Padres. I'm going Washington. Nope. I'm going back to the. No, I'm going here, and I'm going. Bryce Harper at 2.5. Hmm. Easy 1.5 that I didn't play anywhere. So what do I have here? I have Judge 1.5. Who the fuck is Mark Canna and why is he in my damn shit? Get out of there. Let me get his ass out of here. Uh, Blackburn was rolling the other day. Good call. Made me some good money. Yes, sir. That's what I like. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to hear, man. It is what it is, though, man. You know, it is what it is, man. Congratulations to you, my guy. Congratulations. Uh, okay. Houston Astros and Texas Rangers. We'll go. We'll keep it funky, and we'll stay with Cal Tucker, and then we'll go back to the Detroit game and take we'll take Kerry Carpenter. I made a mistake and pushed on. So that's a 5-legger, right? Judge, Yelich, Olson, Tucker. Why the fuck is this guy I click on Kerry Carpenter and it gives me Mark Cannon. They need to fix that. Y'all see that right there between y'all eyes, man. Before y'all eyes. It's that solar eclipse going on shit. Kerry Carpenter. Mark Canna. Let me see if Mark Canna should give me, is giving me O'Neal Cruz. So maybe if I go to Brian Hayes, it might give me Kerry Carpenter. Let's see. There we go. So on paper, it's a lawsuit right there, man. Let me get a lawsuit on their ass. Like, hey, man, I keep pushing this button and it's giving me this, right? So look, I got Brian Hayes penciled in right here, but in disguise, he's Kerry Carpenter some type of way, right? But there we go. Aaron Judge, Christian Yelich, Matt Olson, Kyle Tucker, Kerry Carpenter, hits, runs, and RBIs, plus 1,500 there. Take what you like, leave what you don't. I'll be betting back. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You checking stats and shit. You at work, checking stats and shit, and then boom. L. Like, who the fuck? What the hell, bro? Like, damn, right? But yeah, man, that sums it up, man. That sums it up, man. Appreciate it with you guys, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, like, where the hell this motherfucker on my shit, man? Straight up, man. Why is he on my parlay? Golly. But hey, man, at the end of the day, like I said, and then all those bastards I named, man, the motherfuckers can go in the hit parlay. I'm gonna do about a 10 or 15 batters in a hit parlay and might hit it. Straight up. $5. You know. But I'll be betting about 15 of these hits, runs, and RBIs. Getting ready to lay some change down, man. You know. Hopefully I hit 75% of them, you know. Hopefully I hit 75% of them. But at the end of the day, have a good day, guys. Hopefully you all got something out of this joint. Uh, you know, that's why, that's why I do this, man. You know, yeah, as the season progressed, I don't like to come on here. I know, right? I don't like to come on here and just say, "Hey, man, here go my 5 picks for my 3 picks or my 4 picks for today." But I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to start doing that. I'm gonna have to make it like 10, 15-minute videos because, uh, Man, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of research to going into it. I'll be tired as fuck, but my schedule not allowing me to do that shit, man. Or I have to just mix it up. Like on my off days, do some lives. On the days I work, come in and drop some plays and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But it's important. I think me personally, it's important for me to go through a lot of these and a lot of my process so people can pick up on it and they'll be able to eat for themselves, fend for themselves. Because you know what I'm saying? No problem, Brandon Britt. But like I said, as us being a community, this is a community. As you know, it's a community. I look forward to be as a community as well. You know what I'm saying? For you guys to bring your picks and stuff. But baseball is not a good. It's not that easy. It's not easy as said as done. 15, 14, 13, 14, 15 games a day. We just trying to the mission should be the profit and not deposit, man. Win the day. You know what I'm saying? Baseball now, especially when baseball is going to be the only fucking sport around, it's going to get kind of. But this right here, the research and shit like that makes up for a lot, man. You know, you research your shit to a T, then that shit comes to fruition. Then you like, then you be like, yes sir. You know what I'm saying? Yes sir, I know what I'm doing. You know, but you know, always make the right plays. Always make the right plays, and you can't be mad if you check everything and you the prop giving you the best chance to hit. Then you can't be mad. When you get mad is when you're picking bullshit, knowing that it probably didn't have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. No problem, Enrique. Any good plays today? Matt. Matt. Oh, you also so the Facebook so the Facebook comments only showing up on YouTube. So I gotta try to fix that. Right. So I had a lot of plays, man. I had a lot of plays. You can look at some hit runs and RBIs like Aaron Judge, Christian Yelich, Matt Olson, Kyle Tucker, Kerry Carpenter hit runs and RBIs. I got a ticket I'm getting ready to lock in right here. Matt Olson, Lourdes Uriel, Austin Riley, Aaron Judge, Christian Yelich, Kyle Tucker, hits runs and RBIs. Riley Green, the whole damn I'm loving the whole Arizona 1 through 4 or 5. I loving the Atlanta Braves 1 through 5. Um, Chicago White Sox to win this game. A little 200 money line parlay, which would be Cleveland Guardians, Atlanta Braves, and over 4.5 runs for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Um, um, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. Um, Harper, Schwarber, um, Altuve, Tucker, Garcia, Alolis Garcia. This is kind of where I stopped capping. I ain't even gonna lie. So it is what it is, right? I'll probably take a deep. Well, I'm probably getting ready to take a deep dive look at this Tampa Bay, the Chicago Cubs, the San Francisco game. I'm probably going to look at this game and besides and behind the scenes. Peace out, man. See you guys tomorrow. Sometime. If you ain't got the YouTube, make sure you get on the YouTube channel because that's where I'm at no matter what. Okay. All right. Peace out, fam. Peace out. Peace out, everyone. Have a good day today, man. Peace. Okay, so